GOP mutters, gently, as Trump sidesteps Senate for top aides. Washington. President Donald Trump's latest anointment of an acting head of a major federal agency has prompted muttering, but no more than that, from Republican senators whose job description includes confirming top administration aides. Their reluctance to confront Trump comes as veterans of the confirmation process and analysts say he's placed acting officials in key posts in significantly higher numbers than his recent predecessors. The practice the latest example is Ken Cuccinelli, who last week was named acting director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. He is an outspoken. Definitive listings of acting officials in Trump's and other administrations are hard to come by because no agency keeps overall records. Yet Christina Kinane found that from 1977 through mid-April of this year, the administrations of President Jimmy Carter through the first half of Trump's 266 individuals held cabinet posts. 79 under Trump, 22 of the 42 people in top cabinet jobs have been acting, or just over half. And though Trump's presidency has spanned only about 1 in 20 of the years covered, his administration accounts for more than 1 in 4 of the acting officials tallied. Kinane's figures in this. While Republicans widely blame Democratic opposition to Trump's nominees for his use of acting officials to fill some posts, a characterization Democrats reject. Many also say his reliance on that alternative is costly. Yet no Republicans said they had challenged Trump's use of acting officials. Many of them comply. Democrats and experts disagree on the importance of the Senate's role. Cuccinelli, a former Attorney General of Virginia, has taken hardline positions on immigration, such as opposing citizenship for American-born children of parents living in the U.S. illegally. He once led that's also in an acting position are 2 cabinet secretaries, Kevin McAleenan of the Homeland Security Department and Patrick Shanahan at the Defense Department. Others in the acting. A White House spokesman did not provide a list of acting officials or comment on why Trump was relying on them, despite requests over several days. Trump has said, but one explanation is that under Trump, the process of filling jobs has been slow and riddled with missteps. Trump has withdrawn 63 nominees so far, doubling the 31 Obama retracted at this point in his first term, according to the Nonpartisan Partnership for Public Service, which studies ways to improve government effectiveness. He's also decided. In addition, Trump's 568 nominations during his first year in office were more than 100 fewer than Obama submitted during that period, partnership figures show. Max Stier, the group's president and CEO, said Trump's use of acting officials is partly because his campaign's preparations for its transition into power were they. AP News researcher Jennifer Ferrer contributed to this report.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.